Welcome to Julia Lives. Today I'm going to give you a tour of the TANGER Outlets Grand Rapids. This is technically in Byron Center, Michigan, about 15 minutes south of Grand Rapids. The mall itself opened in 2015, but just in the summer of 2023, they installed this sensory garden. So I thought this was important to show, but if you're here for the Nike outlets, feel free to scroll forward. There are so many people though with strollers that I thought if you have little kids with you, you might like to get a full tour of this first, and later on I'll show you the playground that's located behind the mall. You'll find that everything they do at this TANGER outlet is very aesthetically pleasing. I love this garden. It's set up like a labyrinth. It is a little close to the parking lot, so you can see in the backdrop, that's how close the parking lot is. And when the mall is busy, there is a lot of traffic going in and out. So I would just be aware of that. The labyrinth, once it begins through the arch, really the sidewalk continues on into the center, but it's still not somewhere to leave kids unattended. Now, one thing you may notice as the video plays is that you'll see a lot of vending machines throughout the outlet mall, and that's in part because there's very little food here. You may want to pack things if you're bringing a stroller for your kids to eat, which you probably do anyway. There is a Starbucks in the parking lot, but there's a lot of traffic, so if you want Starbucks, I would get it before you park your car. There's also a Culver's, and that's about maybe a block away that you could go through for fast food. Inside the mall, you'll find Auntie Anne's, the pretzel place. They have a Rise Pies, and there's also a Lindt factory chocolate store that serves ice cream and milkshakes and things like that. The only sit-down restaurant you're going to find has opened recently. It's called Five Lakes Brew Pub. I have not eaten there, but their menu includes things like pizza and burgers, and they also serve alcohol there if you're looking to have a drink while you're shopping. The Under Armour outlet that you're seeing here, the prices are quite good. They're better than our local sporting goods stores for sure. They've got a big shoe department, a big men and women's side, and then they have another side that's dedicated to kids. But overall, this is a great outlet if you want to find some deals on Under Armour. The Crocs outlet is a recent addition, but look, they have Crocs for days. Walls and walls of Crocs. And I think that this store will be here until Crocs are no longer popular. They did have a Tory Burch store temporarily, maybe like a year, and that one ended up closing. They just didn't have the traffic for it, and really I think the market for it here. You'll find these little stands set up periodically, but again, this is something too that will come and go. There's a cotton candy machine here. This is in 2023. You could come back in 2026 and it's not here, but who knows, maybe it'll be popular. I saw kids with cotton candy. And this is inside of the Aerie store, which is right next to Crocs. This also is fairly new, and it does seem to have very similar merchandise to the one in the mall. So some of these outlet stores are pretty comparable to the actual store that you'll find at your local mall. Here's the playground that I mentioned. Everything here is always immaculate. I come here pretty regularly, and you just don't see trash. It's almost like they have little ninjas or something around, because you don't see people cleaning either, but it really does stay pristine. This mall hosts lots of events. One year they had the Property Brothers here. You'll see those little pumpkins. That was a recent fall harvest day that they had. They have sidewalk chalk competitions here. So if you look at their events, you can find when they might have something special, but that is going to draw a crowd. When they have events, there are tons of people, so you have to decide for yourself if you want to have leisurely shopping. The mall is just about to open when I'm filming all of this, and then it does actually open, but there just wasn't a lot of traffic. I believe I filmed this on a Saturday morning around 10 o'clock. So inside here is the Lucky brand store. That's another store I'm suspicious of staying open though, because you never see anyone in here, and it is huge. So there are some stores here that have been open for years. I never see anyone in them, but they do seem to stay open and manage to continue. So as we go through though, this is another new store. This legging store hasn't been here for long. They're starting to have local vendors open shop here in the chain stores that have closed. And maybe this will make it. I mean, if you like leggings, the prices seem to be pretty reasonable. Yes, the leggings were soft. That eyebrow place is fairly new as well. This Crystal place is where the Tory Burch store used to be. And so we'll see how long this lasts too, if it thrives in the West Michigan community. There's a lot of seating. Everywhere you look, there's somewhere to sit at the Tanger Outlet Mall. And you might have noticed too, there was an UGG store, also brand new. Seems to have good prices too from what I can see. It's not huge, but there are quite a few options. There's quite a bit of variety here, considering that it's not that big. And then here you'll find Lindt. If you like chocolate, you're not going to want to miss this. This H&M store too is also quite large. You'll have American Eagle here, and then you'll go down another corridor. It's basically set up in a rectangle with two corridors in the middle of the rectangle. There you'll find more restrooms. Those are usually accompanied with the vending machine. So if you're looking for the restroom and you see a vending machine, you're not too far off. There are also a couple of charging stations that they've recently installed. You'll see too the landscaping and they have all kinds of metal sculptures and art. There's one of the charging stations. So if you are there for a few hours, you can make sure to charge your phone. This is a new store that opened, again, kind of a private vendor thing. They have PacSun, and they do have brochures if you want to see where you're going. So as you come up here into the middle, you're going to see there's a big fireplace. And in the winter, when they run that, it is awesome. It's really just relaxing. It draws a lot of people around that fireplace. That seems to be an area where people like to congregate. And I also wonder if they have heated sidewalks here, because it never seems like it gets icy. I've never seen a time where I thought it was going to be too slippery to walk. So I do think they may have heated sidewalks, but that fireplace is a really nice touch. Then you'll find Nike. And so I do see, though, with this Nike store, it's busy, but it's not like some where you walk in and it's just insane lines. They have quite a nice shoe department here too. So if you're looking for shoes, you have a lot of options at this Tanger Outlets for shoes and other accessories. This Tanger used to have a Jared, the jewelry store. That was fairly short lived, so then they put in this Coach outlet. I have a feeling this is going to do a lot better than Jared did. It's big too, so if you like Coach purses, or if you're a guy and you like Coach shoes and accessories, they've got a good sized men's department here too, but you can pretty much find anything you'd want from Coach at this Tanger outlet. I always appreciate it when you hit that like button and subscribe to Julia Lives.